It's hot, so we're gonna make this quick because I've had to take the aircon off so that you can hear me recording. Whew, whew, whew. Do you need a little polish? Hey team, welcome back to HD Designs Crochet. I have a video today that I recorded back in January this year, 2025, and I was not going to post it at all because just a few different things. So I recorded it and thought, yeah, I'm not going to post it. And then since then I have decided to just post whatever subject, topic, hyperfocus that just lights me up. So I have a video today. It's about making sure that my family are prepared for whatever situation may arise. I wasn't going to post it because it felt like it was a bit of a stretch and maybe people would think that I was a little bit bizarre. But I've been having conversations since, and it turns out quite a lot of you also have similar mindset as me. And on top of that, I'm just seeing more and more things in the news now. So I'm seeing more and more, like in the UK, I'm seeing like sinkholes appeared, properties without power or water. I'm seeing cyber attacks are happening. So Marks and Spencer's is currently having an ongoing cyber attack. They can only accept cash, and just other things going on, as well as the tariffs over in America and the trade war with China, and just on and on and on. And so we're also seeing reports coming from over there that the Walmart, Target and Home Depot are like 2 weeks away from having empty shelves. So I've gone from thinking maybe I'm a little bit bizarre and I'll just keep this quiet to actually I think we're all facing this, and it's a big topic and something I'm really focusing on. So here's the video. This is the opening video for the series to come. I've already planned and recorded the next 4 videos, and they will follow on with a similar topic of being prepared, taking care of my family, and continuing to get our finances in a good place, working towards future financial freedom. So I will see you in the next one. I have got to get some air and I hope you enjoy it. Take care. Hey team, welcome back to HD Designs Crochet, HGDC. Today is a slightly different video than my usual content. This year I want to be prepped. I want to be ready for whatever is coming. I want us to feel like we have some semblance of control, some semblance of security, something. Let me tell you, it is 21st of January today, and so far this year we have seen parts of America on fire, out of control, raging fire. We have seen closer to home here in the UK, flooding surrounding us. We've seen canals bursting their banks. We've seen pipes bursting, and meaning that hundreds of thousands of families have no power. They have no water supply. We're seeing shortages in shops. Like, now that I am the keeper of our home, now I am the adult in charge here. Like, if something goes wrong, there is no other adultier adult. Like, there is no superior adult that is going to just wade in and sort this out for us. It's down to me to make sure that my family has what they need. Should we lose our power? Should we be without water? Should there be some sort of short-term shortages? And previously, I would have just been like, it's fine, like the shops are 5 minutes away, we can get deliveries, but those conveniences, we just can't take them for granted. Now that I am a mother to a 2.5-year-old, the thought of us being without water or without power and him being scared or cold, if I will do whatever I can within my power to ensure that in that situation we can take care of our basic needs and that we can keep him and us as comfortable as possible. I don't know about you, but growing up, my parents did always used to talk to us about having what we should do if there is a fire. I was always aware that we had like a stockpile of candles in case there was any power outages, and the home that I grew up in had a gas cooker, so even if the electricity went out, the odds were that you would have gas, so we'd still be able to light candles and we'd still be able to cook food. But the home that I now live in is entirely electric, so that means that if for whatever reason the power went out, then we would have no way to heat food or water, and if the water went out, the gas went out, same, we wouldn't be able to flush our toilets, we wouldn't have any drinking water, we wouldn't have cleaning water to clean or anything like that. We would have nothing. And last October our front garden did start to flood, and that made me think, hang on a minute, if something was to happen here, do I even know what to do, and are we prepped? And the answer was no. And then fast forward to this year and we've seen even more flooding. I messaged Brad and just said to him, I want to put together a kit. And with love to my husband, he was all on board, but he's out at work all day and it's me that is home, and I've got a little bit of time to be doing the research and to find out what I want. So this is a project I've taken on for me, for my peace of mind, for my sanity, for our survival. I'm not going to be one of those people that is an all-out prepper with like 7 years worth of food put by. We don't have the space and the setup for that. I'll tell you what I'm working towards. There are 3 eventualities that I want to be prepared for. Eventuality 1 is that we are flooded in our home or stuck in our home because of floods. So either flood water will come in or there will be flood water in the surrounding areas, which means we can't get in or out of our street or local area, which has happened to friends in surrounding areas around us. The other eventuality that I'm preparing for is that we have power outages. Now that might be because of the flooding, that might be because of a burst pipe, that might be because a tree's fallen down, anything like that. I want to be prepared for that eventuality. And then the other eventuality I want to prepare for is that we need to evacuate. Now in California, people are receiving notifications like you got to get out, you need to be out within 30 minutes. That, as far as I'm aware, is really rare in the UK. But I did think, in a scenario where we knew we needed to leave in a hurry, could I locate everything we need to leave? Because I like to think that, yeah, I can throw a bag together in 10 minutes, but the reality is when I am packing for us to go on holiday, it takes me days to prepare. So who am I to think that in 30 minutes with high stress and potentially home alone with a dog and a toddler, that I'm going to be able to grab everything we need, locate all our important documents, make sure I've got all the supplies that Teddy needs, that I need, that Brad needs? Like, no. So right now I'm working on a survival kit, and my aim is to have enough stocked that if we was without power or help for 3 days, 36 hours, that we would have enough put by to keep us comfortable. And then the next scenario I'm then going to work towards is that if we need to evacuate in emergency, that we have grab bags ready to go. Now, for some, I can already hear you being like, but it's just not going to happen. It probably isn't. But this is just like an insurance policy, just like you buy car insurance and hope that you never have to use it, and life insurance and you hope you never need it. I hope we never need this stuff, but having it here is already making a big difference to how prepared I feel. I've watched a lot of vlogs on YouTube of mothers saying that the power was out, it was minus weather, they didn't have a way to heat themselves, they didn't have a way to keep their children warm. they didn't have a way, they didn't have any water, there was like, and then within the UK, in my city and county, on the day that the floods hit, there was over 200 emergency calls. So that then worries me that if we did need help, there just might not be the help there because their system will be so overwhelmed. We are a one income family. We budget every month using the zero-based budgeting method, and everything that we've got, I have kept like a running total of how much it's cost, where we've taken money from our budget to be able to afford these items. And then I also have a huge list in my notes app, which I will show you, that I want to add to. My plan is to add to this kit bit by bit every week. So we've given ourselves £5 a week just to add in little bits, and that might seem like a small amount to some or huge to others. It really depends on your circumstances, but that's a comfortable amount that we can put into just stockpiling extra water, food, and then saving up for the bigger items that I would like to get. So let me show you what I've got, and then I'll show you what we're going to add. The first thing that we have purchased, and this the money for this came from our emergency fund that we put by. We follow the Dave Ramsey steps, and the first step is to have the £1,000 emergency fund. We actually took money out, that was my ankle. We actually took money out of that fund to purchase this item. Now, in the event of fire, there is no plan other than just get out and as quickly as possible. I'm not going to try and grab any items. The only things I will be getting is Teddy, Albs, and getting us out of the house. So we have a 2-story property. If we were to be stuck upstairs with fire, we have no way to safely get out. So we purchased this. We purchased a fire escape ladder. It's 4.5 meters, which should cover 2 stories. You literally remove the ladder from the box, you open the window, you place the hooks over the window sill, and then you carefully lower the ladder out, and then you climb over, and then you get out as slowly as possible, but carefully, slowly. There is actually an optional child ladder harness available, so we're also going to be getting that because I need to know that he is securely attached to me before I start descending. The other option is that I can keep the baby carrier up here because I can get him in that very, very quickly, and then I can then climb out. But if the harness has got, I need to look into it, but that is top priority next for me, is to make sure I can get Teddy out safely with us. We went with this one because it has the hooks, so you can just attach it to any windowsill in the house. You can just roll it out and get out. And I am actually going to open this box, have a look at it, practice with it, and then we're going to store it somewhere upstairs. It's probably going to be on the landing, so that no matter which bedroom we might find ourselves in, we can hopefully access it quickly and get out. Though we all do sleep in this bedroom, so I may also keep it in here because odds are if we are stuck up here, it would be because it's nighttime and we're all in here anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna figure that out. So that, my fire plan is pretty much complete. We've also ordered new smoke alarms and carbon monoxide alarms to put around the house as well. And then the other thing I would like to invest in is a fire extinguisher to keep in the kitchen, but that's something that is a bigger, that's going to cost more than £5, so that's something that I'm going to need to save towards in the future. Right now I just have other priority items. We do have a mini fire extinguisher already, so what I would like to get a bigger one that's got a little bit more power and a little bit more to it. And then I need to figure out where I'm going to store it because it needs to be somewhere that we can grab it easily, but then also I just don't want it on show. So yeah. And then the next scenario that I am working on is our survival kit. So as I said, I need this to cover us for worst case we are flooded into our home or stranded in our home and we have no power, which would mean No heat, no electricity, no gas, no water, no Wi-Fi, nothing. Complete blackout, shutdown, stuck. So I have quite a few categories to cover in this one, ranging from like water, food, heat, entertainment, sanitary stuff. So far I have a very small kit and I am looking to expand it, as I said, week by week. So the first thing that we ordered was, we have these gas canisters. It is butane propane, and we have 4 canisters here. I don't know, these are 227 grams. And then we also have a camp stove, which I will put some images of now, and that will just allow us to heat up some water, cook a little bit of food. Ideally you would use it outside, so if we are stuck inside, then we would have to put it right near the window, have all the windows open and make sure it's ventilated. And for that reason we also need to get a portable carbon monoxide alarm to make sure that we're safe. Again, let me go through what we've got and then I'll add what we really need to get next. We purchased the camp stove and a couple of other items from our emergency fund, and then everything else I've just been getting on a week by week basis. We also purchased this emergency alert radio, a handy little gadget. It's got this little strap to carry it. It's a radio, so if the Wi-Fi is down we can hopefully find out what's going on. It's got a compass on it in case we ever need a compass. We also have charging capabilities on it, so you can put in USB and other attachments, and then you crank it and the crank generates the power, and that's how you not only charge this item but anything that you plug into it. And then it also has a light which has an SOS function, and very nearly wet myself then. I was not expecting that. It has the SOS alarm so people can find us, and now I'm really scared to press this button. And it's got different levels. Oh, okay, and the light. So it acts as a light, and it also has a solar panel to potentially charge it. I don't think that would work very well for us, hence why we got the crank. For our at-home stranded kit, I also have a big first aid kit. I am a little bit ashamed to say that prior to this we had no first aid supplies in the house whatsoever. Yeah? I'm on my way. Just be a minute. What happened? My mum was just recording for YouTube. Okay. Have a look at this one. Okay. Teddy has joined me, so let's see how much we can get done. Prior to ordering this, we did not have a first aid kit. You want to turn the flashing light off? There you go, it won't hurt your eyes. I'm allergic to plasters and it's just something that I never had, but I realised that we need it just so that we can keep any potential cuts clean and anything like that. So we ordered this one. It comes fully loaded. Oh look, I've got another compass. It comes fully loaded with loads of items that you might need in an emergency. Again, other things I want to add, but I will talk about that in a minute. Look, let's put these on our head.
I want it.
Oh yeah. Oh, look at this.
Mine on. Because I not want to.
You don't put it on then. We got 2 of these. So there's one for me and one for Brad.
I don't want to play with them.
You can't play with lighters, baby. We have to keep lighters safe. You can have a look at, what's this?
No, thank you.
Pick something else out of there and tell Mummy what you can find. Got 2 of these. They have a red light and a white light, and both lights flash to help you gain attention as well. And then they come with their chargers, and as I said, we've got the crank to charge things up. I've also purchased a couple of packs of lighters as well, just because we had no way of creating fire or starting a fire prior to this. Ooh, this teddy is a pack of rice. Every week I am putting £5 in, and I'm going to get a selection of emergency quick grab foods. I've purposely purchased small packs because I was watching some geezer on YouTube that said if you buy the small ones, then this here is enough to do a few meals for your family, and then it's more portable and you don't need to worry about water getting into the bigger bags and things like that. So although it might be more cost effective to buy in bulk, it's more convenient to have the smaller bags. I think this was like £1.30 or something. Like, how is food so expensive? But I got this. I got a pack of spaghetti. I got a 4-pack of beans, and I also got a pack of chili, and that came to for £5 for the week. What's inside this one? This is a hand warmer. You hold it to see, and I hold this one. I also got a pack of egg noodles as well.
I want it one.
Tell you what you need, baby. You need this. There's only one button you're not going to want to press because it makes big noise. You see that red one? It's noisy and it might scare you. But you can press this one and it's a light. Just not the red one, Baba. It will scare Teddy. Yeah, that one's cool, isn't it? So, as I said, £5 every week. I am now going to start putting into food and water. I do have some water stockpiled already. I actually have, I think I have 6 or 9 bottles, and each one is 2 litres, and then I have some smaller bottles. For the next few weeks I'm going to stockpile water. I've prided myself on the last few years that we've not had a bottled water. We're not consuming bottled. We don't want plastic in our system, and we don't need throwaway items. But it made me realise that if our water's shut off, we have no water at all, then we would, like in a survival situation, bottled water is essential. So for the next few weeks, my plan is to stockpile water. Yes, it's a crank. Then I am going to start stockpiling more food. I want to have enough there that we can comfortably get through 3 days with tinned food and items, and know that if the worst was to happen and it was delivery day, because we have our food delivered, or it was due to be delivery day in the next 24 48 hours, and there wasn't, okay, crank it, and there wasn't a lot in the house, then we would have enough to get us through. For many of you, your situation will be different because you might have more storage capabilities. We live in a home that has no garage. The shed is not waterproof, and it's not safe. It's had mice in it. We have 2 rooms downstairs, 3 rooms upstairs, so we have a very small home. We don't have a lot of storage space. Our kitchen is very small, and we don't keep a lot of food week to week. We literally purchase what we need for the next week, and we probably have a stockpile to get us through maybe 1 or 2 days, but a lot of that is freezer items. We don't normally keep a lot of tinned items due to space and because we just don't normally use them. So by having this stockpile saved, then it just means that if the worst was to happen, if the worst was to happen and floodwater came pouring in and we didn't have a chance to grab a lot out of our kitchen, then we would have these items, and that would mean that we could camp out upstairs until we could get out of the house or help arrived. Once I have finished stockpiling food, then I'm gonna turn to other items. I'm going to stockpile water. I'm then going to make sure that I have all the medicine supplies I need. So I need to make sure that I have adult pain relief, that I have child pain relief, that I have antihistamines, that I have stuff to treat burns, that I have stuff to treat like just standard stuff that you can get from the chemist that we might need in an emergency situation. I'm going to then stockpile that, and then I'm going to turn to food and just add little bits every week until I feel that we have enough. I'm going for long shelf life. I'm going for easily portable, quick to create and make. This is not what we eat day to day. It's far from what we eat day to day. My other plan is to keep a bit of a log of this food, and then in like 8 months to 9 months time, I'm going to go in and potentially invite everybody around, have a really big party. I don't want any of this food to go to waste, so I am going to figure out how we can replenish it in a way that is sustainable, that it's not going to be a huge hit to our budget, and that it's not going to become a whole thing. I'm thinking of just inviting our friends around, having a big party and just cooking it all and eating it, and then I can start again if I need to. A couple of other items that I also have is these heat warmers, and they are throwaway, like disposable, one use only. You activate them by I think you just like snap them, and they last for up to 10 hours. And I figured that if we have no heat and no other way to power the house, right now these will fill a little gap. And other vlogs I've watched, they have said that they were very effective. Just have a couple in your pockets or at your feet and under a blanket. Eventually I want to add in a hot water bottle. I also want to add in a space heater, and I also want to add in a generator so that we can plug things in. But all of those are bigger cost items that will have to come in the future. That'll be towards the end of the year when I've stockpiled the smaller, more easily accessible items. I will do another week where I use the entire £5 just to get a load of these. They were 69p for a pack of 2 from B&M. And as they last 10 hours, I figured out that if...
Mummy.
Yeah? I figured that if we have no heat for 3 days, I've calculated how many of them I'll need. It is more cost effective to have some rechargeable ones, but it also then depends on how are we recharging them. If we're having to hand crank everything, then we're going to need to get another hand crank, and we also could do with some battery banks anyway. So yeah, I've got a lot of items to continue researching and adding to, but I wanted to make this video to show you that even if you have a very small amount of money available to you, you can start accumulating these items. These are 69p, and you can get a couple of packs of those 1 week. Go into the pound shop and you can get yourself a pack of plasters and some adult pain relief, and you can stockpile some pasta, which is like 69p, and you can get a pack of bottled water, and bit by bit, just like we are, you will build up a survival kit. My aim is to get to the 3 days, as I said, and then I'm going to do my grab bags, and I have a whole host of stuff I want in there, which I will make in a separate video when we get there. And then I will return to our survival kit, and I'm going to try and stretch it so that we've got a week's worth. And then depending on the storage space that we have, I may then push it to 2 weeks. Do I think we'll ever use it? No, but honestly, the world is just so crazy right now. This brings me some comfort, and I do feel a little bit more ready that if all the power, all the lights, everything was to go out, that I could keep Teddy relatively warm, relatively entertained. I have also added in some colouring books, some sticker packs, and some other little bits and bobs so that he has some toys in here, and also some special treats for him, just so there's a few things in there that I can distract him with and keep him occupied. He's quite happy playing with the radio, to be honest. One last item that I do have in here is these bivy bags, and they are in effect emergency sleeping bags. Brad already has a sleeping bag, and he already has a tent, so in the worst case, if we were stuck at home with no heat, we would put the tent up in the bedroom and then we would sleep in there because it's a smaller space. We can keep it warmer in there, but we don't have sleeping bags yet. It's something that I do want to add. So for now I have these emergency bivvy ones that in the worst case, if we are... Oh. Hello? Yep, it's Teddy's phone. This is Team Taylor to the rescue. Teddy's fire truck is ready to go. Where's the fire? Teddy, they said they need to talk to you. So yes, 2 emergency sleeping bags. I think these were like £8. At least if it is the minus weather that we had during the flood, because it got down to -7 and there was households without power, then I know that I can bundle him in some layers and we can snuggle up in these. We have some hand warmers, and hopefully, God willing, we will be warm enough to survive however long it takes until we're evacuated, help arrives, we can relocate, whatever it is. I also want to add in here a little fleece blanket again, so that I know I can wrap him up and give him extra layers. And I also need to add in items for Albie dog, and then I also have an entire section on sanitary stuff. So we need toilet paper, we need anti-bac wipes, we need toilet wipes, and I've seen a hack where people vacuum pack these items so that the moisture remains in them for a long time. One more. I also need to put in charging cables. I actually have one in here for my phone. I need to grab one for Brad's phone. So yeah, I've honestly got so many items. I'm just going to work my way through my list with the funds that we have available and just keep adding. So I hope this video has proved useful in some way, and that hopefully it's motivated you to start with the very basics. Like, if you have children, do you have a way that you can escape your home if you need to in a fire? Do you have the alarms, like the fire alarm, the carbon monoxide alarm? Do you have a little bit of extra food on hand in case you are stranded in your home? Do you have a flood plan? Because that is another thing that we are working on, a flood plan for if both Brad and I are at home, who is responsible for what, and a flood plan if I'm home alone, because let's face it, I'm most likely to be home alone. Brad is out early hours for work, so the odds are that I would be home alone, and I would need to make sure that I have done and collected and got everything ready. We need to figure out where we're storing all of this stuff. I want to keep it downstairs, that if we needed to evacuate we could do it, and I wouldn't have to hoof it all down the stairs. Yeah, but then the other part of me is like, if we're most likely to use this as like a stay in place kit, so it would make sense to store it upstairs, but then I'm like, where are we storing it? All of that I still need to figure out, and as and when I do figure it out, I will share updates with you. So please let me know below, are you now going to go and get any of these items just to have on hand? So if you have any items that I need to add to this list, then please let me know. Do you have a survival kit? Are you a planner? Are you a prepper? Do you think I'm crazy? You're welcome to think that, but this makes me feel better. We're playing fire trucks a lot at the moment, so he's loving having these items.
My phone ringing.
Hello, this is Teddy and Mama's rescue service. How can I help you? Hello? What's this in you wear? No. What's the matter? Have you leaked? You're a dragon?
Yeah.
Hey team, welcome back to HD Designs Crochet.